I think in this game, you're going to see an unbelievable atmosphere at the Etihad. And those might be key. You know, the fans might be key. If there's banners, if there's colour, there's chanting, there's noise, that'll put Arsenal on the back foot. But as the lad said, the worst thing Arteta could do is try and be defensive and ask Martinelli to be defensive and Shaka to be defensive, because the young players in the dressing room would see a chink in, I think, Arteta's armoury if he turned around and went, oh, we're a little bit fearful of these today, let's go a little bit defensive. And that didn't work. Everyone would be talking about the style that he employed, so he can't do it. He's got to go for it.
Potentially it could be big game for Erling Haaland.
What game isn't for Erling Haaland? The way he scores goals and breaks records. It's incredible just to sit back and witness this man at work and how he continues to rack up numbers in a way that nobody in the game has done before.
Do you think Manchester City have a point to prove at all this season against this Arsenal side, Ali?
I think that they just need to win the game. And they need to play well, and they need to play up to their abilities, which we haven't seen enough of regarding Manchester City. Too many times we have seen a Manchester City team that passes the ball, but there is nothing really threatening in the attack with as much talent as they have available, including Erling Haaland. I don't want to see Erling Haaland coming short for the ball. I don't want him receiving the ball from center back. Stay over there between their two center backs and challenge them physically, challenge them inside the 18-yard box. I want verticality from Manchester City for them to be able to find Erling Haaland with balls in behind, because this game will get stretched. So test that Arsenal can actually defend a guy like Erling Haaland over space. Do those things and you will win this game. If you don't, if you slow down the pace, if you slow down your possession and Erling Haaland is coming deep, then this is going to be a long afternoon. I think what Pep Guardiola wants to see is the best version of Manchester City. And however that works out in the game in terms of result, so be it. But let us be our best. And if we're our best, I think we're better than those guys.
But to that point, I don't think City has anything to prove against Arsenal. I don't think City almost has a lot to prove domestically. City has a lot to prove in the Champions League. I continue to believe that that's a holy grail, regardless of how Pep Guardiola tries to dress that up. The issue that Guardiola is recognizing is you aren't going to be at your best. You aren't going to prove anything in the Champions League if you don't maintain that same level of cutting edge in the league. And that's the difficulty of getting the fans, getting the players to be at their best in every single respect, improving something week in, week out, domestically, whether it's in the league or the FA Cup, in an effort to maintain that same sharp edge for the Champions League.
What's your prediction for this game, Don?
Do you know what? As the lads were talking about proving things, I think Man City need to prove it to themselves. And I think they'll win. I think they'll respond. I think they'll beat them. I think I could see a 3-1 Man City.
Ali?
I'll go 2-1 Manchester City. Late goal, Erling Haaland.
Comfortable on defence. I'm going to go 1-1.
That's it.
That's all I got. I
And
can't pick a winner between these two.
That's what you're bringing?
That's all I've got on this fence of mine.
You're hurting my feelings.
Well, you and your feelings.
All right, who's going to go through?
Huh?
Well, you got to make a decision at some point, whether it's this week or next week or the week after that.
I'll tell you next week.
Oh God.
Oh, my
Massive
days.
weekend coming up on ESPN+. That's one thing we are absolutely sure of.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.